everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another podcast recording for Conversations Are My Thing. The link to both Apple and Spotify podcasts is going to be in the description below if you want to listen to it. I am not oily, I am moisturized, okay? This is a late night podcast put out. I had got busier earlier in the day. I had to deal with Coda a lot today, but I didn't want to go to sleep without putting out an episode, and I had a great I got inspired. So I'm excited about what we're going to be talking about today, but that's nothing new because I'm always excited. But let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Conversations Are My Thing. I am your lovely host, Trinity Jackson. I hope you've all been well. I have been in such an amazing mood lately, and I just want to be able to share and spread that energy with anyone who may be listening to this. Things always get better. Trust and believe. Literally, I feel like a lot of just little pieces in my life have been falling together right where I need them, and I just keep moving by faith and taking steps in the right direction and hoping for the best, because that's all we can really do. But today, that is not anywhere near like what we are going to be discussing. Okay, so as of late, since I now have my own space, I've been taking time to make it my own and feel comfortable in here, put some things up, right? So I put some goals up on the wall. I put some things that I wanted, and then this morning was kind of speaking out loud to myself as I was doing my morning gratitude in my journal that I have. I have a little gratitude journal, and I just simply go in there and I write things down that I'm currently grateful for, and things that I don't have yet that I'm grateful will come, right? Very simple. And I was writing, and I always try to get creative because you do it every morning. You want to find different things to be grateful for. So I was being more aware this morning. I said, what else am I grateful for? And I said, I'm grateful for my positive mental attitude. I put that in the book, and then I kind of paused on my line. I said, that is something to be grateful for. That is something that actually, I really do appreciate. I realize that not everyone has a positive opinion on themselves, and not everyone realizes that it's up to them to create a positive opinion of yourself. And I was like, how do people really get themselves into a pit hole of where they no longer see themselves as valuable or see themselves as, someone who can be possibly great and amazing and, is capable of doing better and growing more in the future and things like that. And the major pitfall of a lot of individuals is self-deprecation, which is like speaking badly about yourself. And here's what I think about it, okay? We're already living in a world with a whole bunch of other individuals that are more than likely going to one day try to have an opinion on your life, right? Everybody's a stranger, especially if you're on social media. Now everybody's commenting what they think you should do or whatever the case may be, and they're going to be haters everywhere, right? You already have the potential to make a lot of haters just in the world, period, whether you like it or not. Why be a hater of yourself as well? Why be on their side? Because someone's got to be on your side. So when I think about it, and people say things about themselves as if they're joking, and I wouldn't even do it in a joking way because I understand the power of the tongue, which we're going to talk about next. But think about it like this. Whenever someone does something, they're, I'm so stupid. Or they trip over a stair. I'm so clumsy. Oh my God, that's so crazy. Like, oh my God. Oh my gosh, I can never figure that out. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. I could never do that. That's like, oh my gosh, I wish, right? I'd be in there, I'm like, okay, noted. Because this, like, if you don't believe in you, who is? If you don't believe in the things that you want to do, like if you consider yourself ridiculous and stupid and you speak to yourself like this, what's to say other people aren't going to do the same thing? You are able to show the world how to treat you. And that's the way I think about it. You can show the people around you how to treat you, what you will and will not accept. One thing about me, negativity, like people that just, oh my gosh, like draining, my vampires, people that just take all your energy, that never have anything good to say about anyone else, just a really toxic, rude person, not enjoyable. Like I'm speaking of someone individual in particular that I'm thinking about, that I'm just so glad I just stopped associating with. I decided, I'm like, I'm not gonna put up with someone who I don't feel good being around you. I just don't enjoy being around you. I don't like the way you talk about yourself or other people, right? And then in retrospect, I was like, you know what? It's up to me to decide what I am going to allow in my life. I can teach people how to treat me. You can't talk to me like that, so I'm not going to engage because you can't talk to me like that. So if people hear how you talk to yourself, because mind you, the reason I think so strongly about this is because a lot of things have been happening because of how I talk about myself, and I'm the first one on my team always. I am my number one fan, and I think everyone should have the same mindset, because if you don't rock with you, who's going to? Who is? What, who is? Come on, Sway. You feel me? So you have to be the first person to believe in you. That's why I finish my morning journaling off. I do my whole page of what I'm grateful for. And at the bottom, I say, I believe in you, Trin. I believe in you, Trin. I believe in you. I'm proud of you. I know you can do this. Because I have to at least be in my corner. Because when everybody else isn't, if I'm not there, nobody's there. And if nobody's rooting for me, then I'm going to, like if no one's rooting for you, then what? I don't even know what else. So you got to make sure you're on your own team, right? So here's a little quick story I have about the power of the tongue. If you haven't read this book, you should look into it. It is called The 4 Agreements. And in the 4 Agreements, basically talking about the 4 laws of your life that you can guide. You can have 4 laws to guide your life, things you should put in practice. And one of them was the power of the tongue, using properly the power of the tongue. And this is the example they gave. So there is a mother, and she works super hard, right? We got a powerful, strong, independent woman, and she came home from a long day of work, and her sweet little daughter is like 6 years old, is singing when her mom gets home. She's in a great mood. She's excited. She just, she's so happy to see her mother, and she loves to sing. So she starts singing. The girl starts singing, and the mother gets frustrated. She's super angry. She doesn't want to hear that right now. She's tired. She had a long day. Jeff was talking to her, and he said something to the boss. She's just not in a good mood, and that sets her over the rails. She yells at her daughter, "Shut up, your voice is ugly." She didn't say you can't sing. She said your voice is ugly. And since her mother said her voice was ugly, she forever believed that her voice was ugly. She never sang again. But on top of that, she had trouble speaking to other people and speaking up for herself or talking in class. She actually was rather mute. She didn't think that she should use her voice to speak in general. Right now, that's an extreme case. It's just a great little folk tale to show you the power of the tongue. But imagine that, first things first, a lot of the insecurities that you have right now, someone probably told you that. Like things that you say about yourself, you have to sometimes ask, wait, who told me that? Who told me that I'm not capable of doing that? Did anyone first of all, if anyone told me that, why did they tell me that? And if they don't know me, so they're wrong automatically. And if I told myself that, why did I say that? Why couldn't I? You have to really break these things down so you can begin to make progress in terms of starting off with the positive talk, right? Understanding that there is power in the way that you talk to yourself. And if you give your mind a decision, right? If you say, okay, I want to start to do this and I want to start a business. I feel like starting a business is always a great example because a lot of people low-key want to, but they're like, I know it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. I understand. Everything can't be for everybody. All right, I get it. But everybody's kind of like, I'm low-key passionate about this, and this, and I like to bottle this passion up and sell it to other people and make money from it so I can make a living and do something that I actually love doing. So everybody has their thing. I just use starting a business as an example. But let's say, you want to start a business, and in your head, you're like, dang, I just don't know where to start, right? If you think instead of saying, oh, I don't know where to start, I don't know what to do, I can't figure this out, I'm not capable of this, I'm in too deep, I'm in over my head, this isn't going to work out, just because you don't know what a couple steps are, you can just be like, you know what? The one thing that's super important to remember is if you make your mind give you an idea, it will figure something out for you. But if you if you go ahead and set your mind on the fact that, nope, I can't do it, it's not going to happen, and then that's just it. But if you say, you know what, if I wanted to get this done, where would I start? That's why I started asking myself, when it even came to getting this crib, whenever it came to getting this house and then getting things moved in, I was like, okay, well, okay, I want to move out. I know I need to move out. I want to move out. I got to do this. I've been working on my, it actually started months ago. So Then I'm okay, what would I need to do to get an apartment? So I just went ahead and looked up a couple of requirements. I'm like, okay, bet. I need to fix my credit. Started the process of fixing my credit, calling the bureaus, getting things removed, sending in my letters, handling business, got my credit score up a little bit to where I could actually apply for an apartment. Okay, bet, cool. Okay, so now I need to find an apartment. Just break it down. Like, instead of just deciding that, I can't figure it out, you gotta figure out, I'm gonna just, what would the first step look like hypothetically? I love to ask myself hypothetical questions, just especially when I think that I'm starting to doubt something. Like, hypothetically, if this was gonna work, what would that look like? What would that look like? And lo and behold, the hypotheticals be really giving you a whole answer. A whole answer. So your mind will work for you if you just allow it to. But if you don't believe in yourself and believe in your own capabilities, then who is going to? It is okay for you to believe in yourself. Honestly, more power to you for it. And at the end of the day, if you speak highly of yourself, other individuals will speak highly of you too. Because as I said, you treat them. Because as I said, you teach them how to treat you. So treat you a little bit better, and they'll treat you a lot better, and then life is gonna feel better. I want to thank you all for listening. I really appreciate all the support. I hope you're liking the episodes. Make sure you leave me some feedback and drop a rating if you're liking the show, and stay tuned for the next episode coming up. Love.